Alright, it's time to start raining centipedes.
I love that Slayer song.
It's just like they're just committing suicide. They're giving up on their tiny centipede lives and letting go of the ceiling.
I mean, wouldn't they just tough it out though?
That's a good question, because centipedes are also quite light, so I don't know if they... Squirrels are the only animal in the world that can survive its terminal velocity, but I don't know about bugs.
Bugs can survive terminal velocity, no problem.
Okay, I was wondering if they're light enough, because part of why squirrels can survive their terminal velocity is because they're not too heavy.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
Which, come to think of it, that means a scientist at some point dropped a squirrel from somewhere really high up.
Yeah, wait, how did that work out?
And then there was another scientist at the bottom who saw the squirrel hit the ground.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. It's like, how do you figure that out? You gotta, like, fly a plane over an open field, make sure you're seeing the right squirrel drop from the sky?
Alright, gentlemen, we're sad to say we're going to be cordoning off the Empire State Building for the rest of New York for today, as science teams have come in, and they'll be busy today dropping squirrels off the Empire State Building.
But it's not just letting them go. It's doing the full touchdown throwdown.
Science demands it.
It doesn't matter for terminal velocity, Addy. They'll hit terminal velocity anyways.
But they hit it faster.
If they get thrown down and it's faster than terminal velocity, they'll actually slow down back to terminal velocity, right?
I think so. I think that's how that works.
Well, I don't know how this experiment... I kind of want to know how they reached this experiment now. Because I'm just imagining, again, like it must have been a fairly open space, because otherwise where can you get the height to test it? But, like, imagining, like, either that or, like, going into work at the lab and seeing on the docket, hey, we've got to get this squared away for a period of time here. Because, well, Doctors Johnson and Roberts will be dropping squirrels from incredibly high heights. Okay, but why? Well...
Science.
The people need to know.
We've been wondering. We've dropped every other animal off the Empire State Building. It's Squirrel's turn now.
Boy, I would have paid to see them throw a whale.
It was a lot of work. And trust me, the cleanup, my God. But... Oh boy, give me a second. Now I'm Googling squirrel terminal velocity. The squirrel survives its fall because, while it's an incredibly light animal, it also has a lot of skin that develops a lot of air resistance. In terms of the area to mass ratio, the squirrel is high area and low mass, relatively speaking. So gravity doesn't pull on it too hard, and it develops a lot of wind resistance. Okay. What I see is, this is hypothetically accurate. Nobody has ever gone to the trouble of dropping a squirrel off the Empire State Building to check for sure.
Okay, but maybe we should.
What if we did?
Science demands.
Okay, well, either we square away the Empire State Building with a notice in New York. Hey, the Empire State Building shut down for today. We're going to be dropping squirrels off of it. Or alternatively, not squaring it away, so the people walking by the Empire State Building on the streets are just going to see a squirrel drop down right in front of them and go, what the fuck? The amount of distance required for a squirrel to die from falling is 4,800 miles, because that would be him falling long enough to starve to death.
Finally. Fuck.
So, we were talking about dropping squirrels off the Empire State Building.
Why would you do that?
Because we
Man.
started talking about started talking about the centipedes and millipedes falling off the ceiling, and I was joking that they were committing suicide. And the question arose of, would a centipede or millipede actually be able to fall to its death? Can bugs die from falling to their death? Because, Mike, did you know that a squirrel cannot fall to its death? It's impossible.
I don't know that I buy that.
Because what it is they are a very light animal, but nonetheless one with a very broad, like the area to mass ratio. They are low mass but high area. As a result, gravity does not pull on the squirrel as much as it would on a much denser animal, of course. Like, we're all way heavier than a squirrel. But the squirrel is nonetheless big enough and has the skin flaps to develop wind resistance. So that if a squirrel...
Sure.
If a squirrel drop... Like, it's not the fall that kills you, it's hitting the ground too hard, right?
Right.
If you drop a squirrel off the Empire State Building, the top speed that the squirrel will achieve is 23 miles per hour. Well, I assume hitting concrete would probably be a lot worse for it. But if a squirrel fell from any height onto dirt, it would not kill it because it can only fall at a speed of 23 miles per hour. Whereas any of us are heavier and don't have as much skin, I guess, to develop wind resistance. So we would start falling at a faster speed, so we would impact the Earth much harder, and as a result, flat.
I mean, that's like saying that if you hit a squirrel with a car at 23 miles an hour, it wouldn't kill the squirrel. I'm sure that's not true.
Well, I imagine part of it is
23 miles an hour of blunt force trauma that wouldn't kill a squirrel.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying with the concrete. Like, it would probably depend a lot on the material, because if I hit you with a baseball bat versus I hit you with a balloon, it wouldn't exactly have the same impact. A wet pool noodle.
Right. Would you believe that minus the squirrel aspect of this entire conversation was briefly in Twisted Metal?
No.
There you go.
Addy's been making progress on his own independently here, while me and Pink have been talking about dropping squirrels off the Empire State Building.
Well, that's good in a way.
Because now, Pink and I were wondering if someone had ever actually done an experiment with it, right?
Well, I mean, for somebody to know how the speed at which, the 23 miles an hour bit, that means that somebody must have done something with the poor squirrel to determine this.
Well, apparently what it is hypothetical, apparently. No one has ever actually gone to the trouble of dropping a squirrel to a height they would be testing that, which makes sense. How do you get the funding for that? But in terms of the formulas
to cooperate, that's a real hard issue.
In terms of the scientific formula used to measure the terminal velocity of an object, the squirrel is the only one that he hits at such a slow speed that he's not gonna die. But me and Pink were talking like, what the fuck? Did they drop a squirrel out of a plane? And just have a guy on the ground waiting for the squirrel to drop?
He was gonna catch it. What would he catch it with?
Yeah.
Like a catcher's
baseball
mitt?
glove.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, catcher's mitt, yeah. It's a funny one.
The conclusion we reached is that we need to square away the Empire State Building for this experiment.
Is this the Marguerite boss fight?
No, believe it or not.
Then what the fuck am I supposed to be doing?
You gotta keep on attacking her when the bugs aren't all over you. Try not to use so much of your fuel to try and like shoot her up there when you're clear. Anything will take her down eventually, but yeah, there she goes.
Get a fly swatter.
Get out of there.
How? Oh.
Ladder.
I'm the ladder, kid. Make yourself famous.
Second time that came up today.
That is the second time I've referenced that.
I know.
What is it?
The crank.
What
Should I
would
go
be
back?
heavy
Go
enough?
back down. Marguerite.
Ah, it's an idea.
That's right. Hanger corpse on the hook.
Good. Mmm.
Creepy as hell. I'm glad you watched that animation. I've seen a video pointing out that many Let's Players, when they go to look at the ladder, as you just did, to go down and get the lantern, they hear a noise, and they look away, and they don't see the long Marguerite hand grab the ladder.
I found out the optimal way to play.
That's just a blur on my screen.
I love doing stupid shit in LPs, because video games in general, but especially in LPs, like every now and then I wonder, like, okay, what if the things that the LPer was saying would actually come out of the character's mouth in the game world, right?
Yeah.
Like
By
what?
the way, before we continue,
go ahead,
did I save?
I think you did.
Yes, you
I
did.
think you did.
Okay.
Yeah. You're okay at first, Dad. You can move around here a little bit. Nothing's gonna happen to you quite yet.
Chemical.
Blue chemical this time.
Yes.
Some blue meth.
Yay, herbs.
He's my favorite.
Herbs.
Yeah. The best Sims game.
Absolutely.
I could swear I
Why
played
she
it on
got
the
these
Wii.
lanky Kong arms? What's up with that?
She's a monster.
She is Lanky Kong. They cast her as Lanky Kong in the new movie.
Lanky Kong looks a lot less friendly than I remember.
Pretty ghastly character design for the new movie. Especially with that disgusting ass fucking. Well, you'll see it. That's creepy.
Yeah, I think there was definitely a certain element to the Bug Marguerite design that Nintendo would say, no, God, no, why?
I think most people would say that, let alone fucking Nintendo. There you go. There it is.
I'm not sure that...
Get it yet, but...
Yeah, I don't think Addy or Pink have gotten to see it yet, because when they see it, they'll remark on it.
That's disgusting.
Ah.
Yeah, Addy, Pink, when you see what's going on there, you go ahead and vocalize.
I see.
Oh, God.
Uh-huh.
The giant close-up of it.
Pink, did you get to see it?
I did. Thankfully, my screen is quite blurry at the moment, so I was mostly shielded.
You've got
Yeah.
like a big fucking like insect cocoon vagina. It's so fucking disgusting.
It's a hive.
It is, yeah. She's got a literal hive there. Yeah, how would a strategy guide describe this?
Yeah.
They'd come right out and say it, wouldn't they?
Set the coochie on fire.
Like, well, yeah, how does that get past editorial, right? Because the writer might have to put that, but then the editor's going to go, we're not publishing this.
Yeah, this can't be right.
Are you
Clearly,
insane?
somebody's pranking me right now.
I mean, I have the strategy.
Har, 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 bring in the real guide.
Fire this clown who's making up this fucking childish shit. Yeah, shoot her vagina with a flamethrower. Come on, guys. Wait, really? I mean, I have the Silent Hill 2 strategy guide, and I don't remember them even being upfront about, like, the suicide and stuff like that.
fuck?
I think they did. What's
Oh,
up?
she fell all the way down.
Oh, you got it. I think. Fly swatter.
I think she fell through the floor.
I didn't know that caused damage. Apparently? Question mark?
There
Seems
she
to be
is.
over. Oh, then what'd you get the achievement for?
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't understand what the achievement was in regards to. I thought that meant the match was over. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, not much you can do to that.
That sucks to have to lose to bees.
If no one's got me, I know bees got me. Can I get a name in?
Oh, that one was super.
Woo!
Oh,
Yeah,
hey.
burner fuel. Oh, shit.
Oh, she was waiting.
That was scary.
That was actually pretty good.
Like she was just standing there watching you. And yeah, now Eddie, you can go up the ladder, fight down here, whatever you're comfortable with. But there's a whole new area.
I'm just gonna stay.
Oh shit, that's bad though.
Is Lucas looking over from his house next door and going, "Oh, he's lighting my mom's vagina on fire"? Well, anyways, I better get back to this shit.
You know, Lucas seems nonplussed by any of this stuff.